So yesterday was a very big day for crypto. We had a ton of new updates from the SEC CFTC harmonization event, which was U.S. financial leadership in the crypto era. And then we also got a ton of big updates regarding the Clarity Act. In this video, I want to go over a lot of things because, again, we have so many big updates. But let's first start off with, of course, the SEC and the CFTC harmonization event. So we have here that the SEC Chairman Paul Atkins and CFTC Chairman Michael Selig will hold a joint event at the CFTC headquarters to discuss harmonization between the two agencies and their efforts to deliver on President Trump's promise to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. Now, of course, the main focus of this was, clarity, tokenization, and the technology behind crypto and why it's so important to get behind it as soon as possible. Now, on top of that, we also got the major vote regarding the crypto regulation vote that did happen yesterday. The U.S. Senate is voting tomorrow at the committee level on the crypto market structure bill, one of the most important regulatory moments for crypto in years. The bill seeks long-awaited regulatory clarity, defining oversight between the SEC and also the CFTC, and builds on the House-passed Clarity Fit 21 framework. If this passes, it could unlock the next major growth phase for crypto in the U.S. Capital innovation and adoption will all accelerate. And yeah, because this is definitely a major catalyst for crypto, so we have been focused on this in a big way. Now, we did get an update from the CPO at Coinbase. We have here that it was a very impressive joint session today with Paul Atkins and Michael Selig, where they committed to work together on Project Crypto and provide clarity and predictability to crypto markets. Particularly impressive to hear Chairman Selig commit to bring global crypto markets onshore, highlight the benefits of decentralized markets, and underscore the central role of the CFTC in prediction markets. This was definitely a big event. Now, on top of that, we did get a big update from this event where Paul Atkins, who is the SEC chair, he called for immediate crypto clarity. He urged Congress to pass the Clarity Act now, calling clear crypto legislation crucial at this moment in time. So we are now starting to, fast track crypto clarity, or at least attempting to. But when you have an SEC chair calling for immediate crypto clarity and attempting to fast track it by urging Congress to get the ball rolling, that should tell you everything you need to know about how important this moment is for the US. Check this out.
It's really crucial for Congress at this moment in time to step forward and come up with rules that, legislation.
We're lucky enough to have the Senate Ag Committee also mark up their portion of the Clarity Act this morning on the day that we're doing our fireside, so we have more to talk about. But it was a partisan vote. The Republicans voted it through, no Democrats voted for it, but I think, in lieu of legislation, there's a lot that you guys can do, and I think the industry would agree with that. In the absence of legislation, positive administrative action can suffice in the meantime. But do you, as regulators, do you think that legislation is crucial to the future growth of the industry? And we can start with Chair Atkins again.
So we do have, a lot of freedom, under the various statutes at the SEC and likewise at the CFTC to make accommodations. And, Congress has given us broad exemptive authority. And so, we can use it and we should use it where appropriate. And then, we'll see what Congress comes up with. But I do feel very strongly that, notwithstanding what we do on the rulemaking side, it's really crucial for Congress at this moment in time to step forward and come up with rules that, legislation that can guide us and that can undergird our efforts because, people come and go and commissions come and go. And, the last thing I'd like to see is to have, something happen in the future that kind of upends a lot of the things that we will have put into place that people then rely on. And then, the prospect of having rug pulled out from under them is not an attractive, prospect. So anyway, so that's what's important about legislation going forward.
Crypto exchanges are not safe. It does not matter the size of the exchange either. Bybit, the fourth largest crypto exchange by trading volume, recorded one of the largest crypto hacks in history back in February, where $1.4 billion was stolen. And if we're looking at some of the top 10 crypto hacks in history, most of these are resulting from major exchanges. So where do we store our crypto outside of cold storage devices? Well, iTrust Capital offers premium custody accounts, which is one of the safest places to store your crypto because these are fully closed loop systems, which are designed to isolate and protect assets. And the best part about this is that if you are holding digital assets on their platform, they can only be withdrawn in USD linked to a US bank account, which means no external wallet connections can happen, which reduces the exposure to phishing or unauthorized transfers. So if you guys do want to tap into one of the safest places to lock up your crypto, you could sign up utilizing my link down in the description below right now, where you deposit $1,000 and you get a free $100 funding bonus today. So yeah, this is a very important moment. Obviously, Paul Atkins realizes that as well. And, you know, again, I do think that this Clarity Act, if it wasn't for the big bankers stepping in, I think that this Clarity Act would have already been passed by now. But the big banks have been a big issue with this, but it seems as though that's all being alleviated. And of course, let's go back to, you know, why yesterday was such a big day. We got that vote, right? This regulation vote was definitely important. And guess what? We have here Senate Agriculture Committee advances crypto market structure bill in a tight 12-11 party line vote. The Senate AG Committee pushed forward landmark crypto legislation that expands CFTC oversight of digital commodities like Bitcoin and other tokens. While Democratic amendments on ethics rule and other tweaks didn't pass, the core measure cleared the committee in under an hour of debate. The next stop, the full Senate. If this keeps moving, we could see the clearest rules yet for digital assets, potentially ending Wild West vibes and unlocking more institutional adoption. Big shout out to Cryptos R Us for this. Now, I do think that this is, you know, in line with what Paul Atkins has been calling for, which is immediate crypto clarity. I think if the ball keeps rolling this fast, then yeah, we could have clarity by the end of Q1, just like I've been, you know, talking about and addressing in, you know, previous videos. I really think that we could get this done by the end of Q1. So check it out.
Presence of reporting quorum, the clerk will call the roll.
Senator Klobuchar.
No.
Senator Bennett.
Nope.
Senator Smith.
No.
Senator Durbin.
Nope.
Senator Booker.
No.
Senator Lujan.
No.
Senator Warnock.
No.
Senator Welch.
No by proxy.
Senator Fetterman.
No by proxy.
Senator Schiff.
No.
Senator Slotkin.
No.
Senator McConnell. Senator Hoeven.
Aye.
Senator Ernst.
Aye.
Senator Hyde-Smith.
Aye.
Senator Marshall.
Aye.
Senator Tuberville.
Aye.
Senator Justice.
Aye.
Senator Grassley.
Aye.
Senator Thune.
Aye.
Senator Fisher.
Aye.
Senator Moran.
Aye.
Chairman Bozeman.
Aye.
The ayes are 12, noes are 11.
The ayes are 12, the noes are 11. With that, the bill passes and will be reported. I ask for unanimous consent in preparing these pieces of legislation for reporting. Staff will be authorized to make technical and clarifying conforming changes as appropriate. Seeing no objection, so ordered. And with that, this phase ends. If anybody else would like to say anything about the bill, we would be glad to entertain that.
So yeah, this is now moving forward, and we did get a few big updates regarding this vote. So number one, we got from the Senate AG Committee of Republicans. We have under Chairman John Boozman's leadership, the Senate AG Committee advanced crypto market structure legislation. This is a big move for consumer protection and innovation. This is a critical step towards creating clear rules for digital asset markets. Advancing this bill brings us closer to a U.S. regulatory framework that protects consumers while allowing American innovation and businesses to thrive. There's still more work ahead, but I'm proud to lead this important effort and hopeful this will build momentum in the Senate to advance this legislation. And Brad Garlinghouse, of course, did have a comment regarding this. The last couple of weeks have been an absolute firestorm of action to get the market structure bill passed. While banking GOP clears its logjam, thank you, Senator Tim Scott. Congrats are in order to Senate AG GOP and Chairman John Boozman for advancing the Senate Agriculture Committee's market structure bill out of committee today. As I've said before, clarity is better than chaos. The legislative process can be messy and complex, but it is 100% necessary to have clarity for this and future generations of crypto entrepreneurs, builders, and users as this technology becomes increasingly ingrained into our global financial infrastructure. Now, I do know that with this market structure bill, it has essentially been rewritten. We know that Brian Armstrong from Coinbase had his concerns, which I do 100% agree on those concerns. But he did say that he was going to be working with major banks over last weekend regarding Davos. And he said that he was going to be working closely with them. And he basically said that the bill that they are drafting or already drafted up essentially accommodates for both sides. So they pretty much came to a deal on this. So I'm very excited about this. I think that this is very important. And we also have over here from the CPO from Coinbase. Big thanks to Chairman John Boozman for driving forward the Clarity Act through the Senate AG committee. The committee has just taken one enormous step forward in making the U.S. the leader in digital innovation. And we did get an update from Brian Armstrong. Really important step forward today on market structure legislation with the Senate AG committee passing its portion of the bill. Thanks to Chairman John Boozman for your leadership and Senator Cory Booker for ultimately helping America get a comprehensive bipartisan crypto bill across the finish line. So yeah, it seems as though a lot of the concerns regarding the previous bill, with negotiations and rewriting it, it feels as though a lot of that has been alleviated and we are starting to move forward on, the Clarity Act. Now, it's going to probably take a little bit more time, but, this could definitely start to move forward pretty quick after this point. Now, we also did get a big update from David Sachs, the crypto czar. He said that the U.S. is one step closer to becoming the crypto capital of the world. Now, the major change was this vote, and he did say, with today's vote to advance crypto market structure legislation out of the Senate AG committee, we are one step closer to establishing the necessary regulatory framework to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. Thank you to Chairman John Boozman as well as his staff for their leadership throughout this process. While the vote was partisan, a number of Democrat members stated their commitment to passing this important legislation. We will continue to work with them on the bipartisan basis to achieve that goal. Now, if you also remember that video clip from David Sachs, he really was kind of being the voice of reason for the big banks. He essentially said, everyone's going to leave a little bit unhappy with this, but he also did say that after this market structure passes, that banks will fully get into crypto. We know that the big banks have a green light from the OCC, from the FDIC, and also from the Fed to engage in crypto activity. This would completely blow the door off of the hinges and allow the big banks to tap into networks to use for payments, launch stablecoin initiatives, tokenize, you name it. But check this out.
A good compromise is everyone leaves a little bit unhappy, right? But I think what's going to happen is that after market structure passes, the banks are going to get fully into the crypto industry. So we're not going to have a separate banking industry and crypto industry. It's going to be one digital assets industry. And I think
will they be regulated
their opinions are going to evolve over time. And I bet you over time, the banks like the idea of paying yield because they're going to be in the stablecoin business.
But will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, the banks will say, hey, if they get to do all the same things we do, how come they don't get regulated the same way?
Well, I guess because they're offering slightly different products, right?
Yeah.
So, but everyone offering the same product should be regulated in the same way, and we want to get to that harmonization. A good compromise is everyone.
So yeah, listen, when we think about clarity and when we think about what this space really has been waiting for forever, it really is just clear rules. We have been waiting for clear rules forever, and once we have them, there's no obstacle in place holding any innovation back, any sign of adoption, nothing is going to be held back from that moment on. So yes, this is definitely a major focus right now. It's probably going to take a little bit more time to get this across the finish line, but this is definitely a major part of this moment. But I do think that this is going to get streamlined through. I think that this is going to be, fast tracked. I think that once we start to see regulators urging Congress to move forward, things can start moving pretty quick. So we go back to what, this SEC chair, Paul Atkins, is saying. He's calling for immediate crypto clarity. It feels very similar to when BlackRock and Robinhood were urging the SEC to get behind tokenization, and they did. It feels very similar to that moment. So let's see what happens here. But I do think that crypto clarity and regulations are going to get fast tracked from this moment on because the SEC, the CFTC is now working closely together. It feels as though, Congress is also aligned on this. So this is definitely a big moment for the entire crypto market. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.